XO TAKEOVER.
Hey guys, welcome back to the season finale of season 2 of XO Takeover, and today I am joined with the one, the only, the amazing YouTuber Dylan Jackson. How are you feeling today?
I feel really good. Um, I'm also sad as hell because Hurry Up Tomorrow is here. Tomorrow is here. I've cried at least 5 times. I haven't listened to anything else but that. Every time I finish Hurry Up, it just restarts to wake me up. Every single time.
And so, for those people that might not know who you are, would you want to give us a bit of an introduction to who you are, what you do?
All right, my name is Dylan Jackson, aka Djtv, and I'm basically one of the Weeknd's biggest fans. And on my channel, I do music reactions, and I've got a lot of traction and notoriety due to my reactions on the Weeknd. I've been a fan from this dude since the eighth grade. I started doing my reactions to the Weeknd 20 2016. Um, and like I did Starboy and lead before that I was always listening to the Weeknd, but I don't know, something told me I should start making videos about it. And I did one video and it went crazy and people asked more, kept asking and kept I said, why not? And we've been on this journey ever since. And now the Weeknd, as we know it is over, I it's still crazy. But yeah, that's me. That's what I do. And hopefully we get some more music from Abel in the future. And it's not over, you know?
Fingers crossed, hopefully. But I know you've mentioned the one video. Is it safe to assume that it's the fake XO fans video?
Oh yeah. That video actually my first Weekend reaction was Wild Heart and then Starboy. I think Starboy was next after that. That one blew up, and then I did Fake EXO, which was like I tell this story all the time, but that video was random. It was a random thought in my head. I was like, "Yo, I think this would be funny," and did the video. Never thought about it again until everybody's like, "Yo, who is this guy? Who's this?" I'm like, "That video is that good?" And evidently, it freaking was. So
So do you feel like now that we've reached tomorrow, you might do another fake XO fans video?
nah, I can't do that no more. I can't do that no more. I thought about it like sometime last year. I thought about it, but I was like, nah, that's done. Especially with tomorrow being here, I don't think is a point anymore because we're moving on from the Weekend.
Fair enough. Well, as this is XO Takeover, obviously I've got a number of questions XO related to ask you. And then at the end, in typical fashion, I'll ask you for your top 5 songs and why. But I want to kick it off with, what song do you think is the most impactful by the Weekend?
Hmm. From Hurry Up Tomorrow,
Can be from Hurry
or
Up
just
Tomorrow, just
most
any.
impactful, Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone. I feel like that's his most impactful because that was a time where nobody knew who he was, and it was just the build up to his career was just happening or just starting, and he basically like foreshadowed his own career by saying, love me before they get used to me, and you won't see me anymore because I'll be on the bigger and better things. And that statement couldn't be more true because when the Hills dropped, it was over. I mean, yeah, the Hills earned it, and then Beauty Behind the Madness dropped. It was the done deal. Then he started winning the Grammys. You see him performing more. You see him out more, taking more pictures than ever before. And next thing you know, Starboy came out, blew up, went crazy, and then he went silent. Then My Dear Melancholy came out. It was even more insane because that was just the EP, and that was around the time when he wasn't dropping anything at all. And I for one thought that okay, after My Dear Melancholy dropped, it would be a lot more. The man went silent again. Then after Hours dropped, which goes even crazy. I didn't think Blinding Lights was gonna do what it did when I first heard. I knew it was gonna be something crazy on the radio, but not like record setting as it was. And then Dawn FM and now Tomorrow. And then Tomorrow, which is the ending of the weekend as we know it, he basically is like, how can I say this? Hmm, it's over. That's the only way I can tell you. It's over. I did everything I had to do with this persona. I said everything I had to say. That's it.
Well, it is. I think I started listening to Abel just after Kissland had come out,
Hmm.
and it has been a crazy emotional roller coaster. And I know that everyone else is probably feeling the same.
Yeah.
Uh, the tracks on Hurry Up Tomorrow. First of all, the transitions, insane, absolutely insane. Second of all, I have to ask you this because of what I've seen on Twitter. What are your thoughts on Sao Paulo now that the album's out?
I think it makes way more sense now that the full album is out. It's one of those songs where you have to listen to the album with that song to truly understand it. Because when I first heard Sao Paulo and Timeless at the concert or whatever, I was like, I mean, song's okay, but I'll wait for the album to come out. And the transition from, was it I Can't Sing?
Yeah,
The transition from I Can't Sing straight into Sao Paulo, perfect. It was perfect. And it actually sounds way better than it did when it first dropped, in my opinion.
I thought that about Timeless.
Hmm.
I wasn't too keen at first, but I was like, I really wonder how it's going to fit with the rest of the album.
Yeah. Yep.
And seeing now, especially with Sao Paulo, that a lot of people are like loving it a lot more with the album, with the transitions, and I thought Sao Paulo was a good song from the start, but I feel like it's even better now. But I feel like that's a lot. That's happens quite often with some of the weekend songs. They're more growers. It won't. You might not feel it straight away, but eventually you'll be like, yeah, I get why this is on the album.
That's how I felt about Drive. When I first heard it in the video, I think I mentioned it. I was like, this song gonna have to grow on me a bit more after I listened to it a few more times. And now, with the context of everything, just sitting there, just taking everything in, pause. Um, it's fire. It really, it's a really, really good song for real. And it's unfortunate that Dancing in the Flames wasn't like right after that because I feel like it would have been a perfect transition.
What What do you think the reasoning is to why Dancing in the Flames wasn't on the album?
Probably because of the LA fires. That's the only thing I could reduce it to. And maybe no, no, that's honestly the only. Actually, now that I think about it more, it's good that it wasn't on the album because I don't feel like it's stacked up against anything we got on the album. Like I feel like even Sao Paulo and Timeless, the way that they transitioned together were perfect and it made sense. If Dancing in the Flames was on that and came right after Drive, and then after Dancing in the Flames came like I don't know The Abyss, I don't think it would have worked as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of the tracks on Hurry Up Tomorrow, which song do you feel like? Well, is there a track where the Weeknd's vocals and what is saying feel really raw and personal to you?
Baptized in Fear and Without a Warning. The towards the ending of Without a Warning, and he's I saw some. It was either on Twitter or Reddit. I shouldn't be on Reddit, but I was on Reddit, and I saw somebody say that he was towards the end of Without a Warning. He was talking to his older self, and like the lower voice is his older self, and the his vocals or the high pitched voice is his younger self asking, what's gonna happen as we continue down this path. And then he like yells out like, "How will I know?" or no, he says, "I want to know." That was so. Oh, that I can't. That song and "Baptized in Fear" had been on repeat since the album came out, along with "Enjoy the Show." I don't know what it is about "Enjoy the Show," but that is stuck in my brain. I can't get it out.
I'm just dragging up the tracks now because I'm still trying
Hmm.
to get my head around the
Yeah,
track.
yeah.
I was gonna say about the Without the Warning because on your reaction, you that one looked like it
It,
really got.
it really got me. Yeah.
So, do you feel like this album? Do you think it'll help reach new listeners, new fans? Do you reckon we'll get new people growing from this album, or do you think they need to go to a different album to really become a fan?
Yeah, I think they would have to start from the beginning because literally this is the end, and he's done everything he could at this point. I feel like to truly, it's like watching a new anime, and like the anime is up to like season three or something like that, and it's really really good, but you won't fully understand it if you don't see season one. You know, it's like what am I watching now? Solo Leveling, right? It's fire. Season two just dropped. It's really really good. No promotion, but you wouldn't understand how the main character got to where he is now if you didn't see him get destroyed in the first season. Well, basically die in the first season, you know. So, yeah, they got a long time to catch up.
Fair enough. And if any
Hmm.
of the creators of that show are watching, we want free promo,
Yeah, thank
free
you
merch.
very much.
So, as of about an hour ago, Open
Hmm.
Hearts music video came out. Yesterday, we got the Red Leather music video.
Hmm.
Uh, are there any particular cinematic references that you think we're gonna get in future music videos, or is there any that you've already seen in the ones we've got?
Hmm. That's a good question. Well, I could probably see him doing. That is a good question. I don't know, honestly. I would just have to wait and see what he does, because first of all, the beginning of Wake Me Up is cinematic enough, and then you have Big Sleep, which is insane. I that's a perfect question because I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what he. There's so many different layers that he can do. Like I know with Open Hearts, I think the ambulance scene when they're not driving at night. Well, when the ambulance truck is driving, the whole video.
It's,
I think that was a reference to what movie was that? Oh man, he had posted it on Instagram. It was with Nicolas Cage. I can't remember it. I think it was Bring the Dead, something with the dead, and I know that was a callback to that movie as well. But when you have songs like Wake Me Up, Big Sleep, what's the other, and Baptized in Fear, those are songs alone that can call back to so many different movies. It's ridiculous. Even the last track, Hurry Up Tomorrow, like you probably do some type of cinematic reference where someone is dying and they're finally reaching heaven, and I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I do think that I know he is trying to tell a story through these music videos,
Mhm.
but it is always interesting to see the approach he takes to make these music videos.
Yeah.
And it's a bit crazy at the minute with the Red Leather video. I love the like the stop motion they've done with the
Hmm.
younger age. What the hell was that ending?
Insane, creepy ass baby Abe. Nah. That was creepy.
It's not a weekend era without a crazy graphic music video. Because didn't we had him get decapitated in After Hours. We had him
Decapitated in the after hours.
herb
Um,
stomp, um, and then this one,
Ridiculous. In Starboy, he shot himself in the false alarm video towards the end.
and he suffocated himself.
Suffocated himself in the beginning of Starboy, and then he buried himself alive in Tell Your Friends. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
do you think we'll get another graphic music video?
Most likely, for sure.
I'm keen to see what the follow-on music video will be from Red Leather because I feel Open Hearts one definitely goes after Dancing in the Flames,
Mhm.
and then the Red Leather one goes after the Open Hearts Jimmy Kimmel.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if he's going to continue with that side of the story next, or go like the other way. It seems like he's doing two different.
Yeah, yeah. We can only just wait and see because even something I've noticed that I think is very odd. When he announced the album cover and the track listing and everything, that was it. He didn't say anything else after that. Then then the album comes out and I don't think he really has said anything other than thank you to like Spotify and Apple Music or whatever. Hasn't really said anything about the album. And then he's just been dropping the music videos. So something is weird this time around because when After Hours came out, the album dropped. He was there. He was all over social media, of course, but there was a lot more promo, a lot more. You see him everywhere, basically. And the same thing, even with Dawn FM. He was actively trying to get people to listen to Dawn FM more than After Hours in a way, you know? And now with this, it's like dead silence. I don't like that.
Do you think it's maybe because it's his last album that he's like, yeah, I don't need to really push it anymore, or
I feel like there should be more noise because it's the last album. Like this is, in his words, it's the last hurrah as the Weeknd. So I feel like you should be talking. We should actually see you. There should be way more promo than what the hell is going on. Like I'm not the type of person to care about like streaming numbers and all that. I don't care about none of that. But where the hell are you? And why are you not promoting this album? What is happening? It doesn't
I
make
feel like
sense.
I feel like I've seen more of like the XO crew promoting it than he has.
Yo, yes, 1000%. The entire fan base has been pushing this album way more than himself. I don't like it. Even Mike Dean, like he's promoting the album, of course, but he's showing more of like the back behind the scenes stuff about the album and all the collaborations and those who helped and stuff like that. And other people saying that they enjoyed the album, but they're not like, hey, yo, hurry up, tomorrow is here. It just dropped. Go listen to it. Everybody is like, hush.
I can just imagine like as soon as the album came out, I don't know what it's like an image in a TV show or film. I can't remember which, but it's just no, like Endgame,
Mm-hmm.
the one before it where at the end Thanos just sits down, and watches the sunrise.
And then it goes to black. Oh my
Yeah,
God. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
that's probably what Abel's doing right now. Hurry
Yeah.
up tomorrow, it's just dropped. It's just sat there and it's just like, yeah, I did this.
And that's it. And now we gotta go. Who knows how long it's gonna be until the next album, or until we know what the hell happens after tomorrow.
I honestly reckon we're going to be waiting a good 5 years because I feel like if he's really ending as the Weekend, I feel like 5 years is like a good time to give it like a clean break.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but that's 5 years we've got to wait. That's a
That's
long
too damn
time.
long, man. But
But
look how long we waited for Kendrick, SZA. That's too long, man. Frank Ocean is in a cave. That's too long, man.
we're gonna join the Frank Ocean fans and just be
Oh yeah,
waiting.
just sitting
And
there.
all the while, Drake's still gonna be releasing.
Hmm. They're gonna find more songs that Juice World did and drop 5 more albums. And The Weeknd and Frank Ocean gonna be in the cave together, just watching everything happen.
But moving on from, I don't want to quickly ask.
Hmm.
Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl next week. Your thoughts?
First of all, go Eagles. I need them. I need them to win this championship because if they don't, something is wrong. And I feel a lot of people saying that Patrick Mahomes is the devil himself, and that's why he's been winning all these games. And I agree. I agree. We need to defeat that man and his witchcraft. That's one. Two, I hope Tyler the Creator comes out and performs because they've been. It's almost like they've been building up to that, so that should be cool. And I love SZA anyway, so I'm excited for them. I really am.
I'm looking
Also,
forward.
also, I hope Drake has the worst day possible watching that performance. I hope, I hope he's sitting in his house crying his eyes out. He deserves it.
I can just imagine he's going to be sat there watching Kendrick perform on his TV, on his phone, like, yep, are the lawyers ready?
Yeah.
Good. Send it
Yep.
out. But, uh, Tyler Creator, are you going to the Chromacopia tour?
I have to sneak in. I have to sneak into his tour. I gotta sneak into Kendrick and SZA's tour, and I for sure have to. I gotta find a way to get backstage to that Weekend tour. Hmm. I don't
Speaking
know
of
how
the
I'm gonna
tour,
make it happen, but it's gonna happen.
speaking of the tour, the one there's like a few questions I've been asking myself with this whole Hurry Up Tomorrow rollout. One of them is Playboy Carter. Now, this is no hate to Playboy Carter or anything. Why is he going on tour with Playboy Carter?
Oh no!
Because not only have I got to now fight the fake XO fans to get a ticket, I've now got to fight all the Carty fans
Yes.
that are going to just swarm in, take all the good tickets, and it's like, how am I meant to win?
Just for him to not show up.
Exactly. He'll come out for Timeless, and then that's it. But yeah, I feel like Playboy Carti will do one song,
Yeah.
maybe two.
Yep. And lip sync the whole thing
Yep.
to the absolute bare minimum on that stage. Get his check and leave. He probably got the check before he walked out and still leave early.
My question is, does Playboy Carti know he's going on tour
I
with the
don't think
Weeknd?
so. I don't think so at all. No. He matter of fact, he just found out with everybody else.
He's like, I'm going on tour.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to. I've got to wait for the European dates,
Hmm.
sadly, but I'm looking forward to them, and I'm very interested to see what the set list will be,
Oh yeah.
as well as the design, because due to the LA fires,
Hmm.
the Rose Bowl show got cancelled,
Yeah.
and we discussed in the last season how that stage might look. But now that
Hmm.
the album's actually out, what do you envision the stage looking like?
Well, I think they posted that the stage is gonna look like what it did when he first performed at Sao Paulo. So it's gonna be like it's not gonna be just him standing alone and nobody could get to him. I think it's gonna be still open. Everybody could cheer and he's gonna point and all that stuff. And I feel like he's gonna perform at basically not everything from Hurry Up, but I could see him performing bits and pieces from After Hours, Dawn FM, and then Hurry Up. So it all meshes together well.
Do you think it'll just be the current trilogy, or maybe throw in a few old songs?
If if he's insane like I think he is, it'll definitely have some of the music from the last trilogy. Because I remember I will never forget. I was where was I? I was on a trip and he was performing Tears in the Rain. I said he does not perform songs from Kissland. What is happening? He performed Tears in the Rain, The Knowing at one point, Montreal, all those songs. So I'm like, yeah, he has to perform those again because if he doesn't, I'm suing.
I think that was the European tour
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I was lucky enough to hear those tracks when I saw him.
that's what's up.
But Speaking of the European tour, you came over to Wembley, London.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Tell us about it. What do you think of the UK?
I um, it's all right,
choose
you know.
choose your words wisely.
It was nice. I didn't stay long because I literally was there for the concert and then I went back home. But it was nice. The people to my left, they went crazy. They were going crazy the whole night. The people back here, they were going crazy too. And at one point, the people to my right, they were looking at me like I was insane. Like, why is he going so hard? Do you see where we at? I'm gonna go crazy. I went to my first concert was King of the Fall. I went with my friend. I went to the Starboard concert alone, and then I went to London alone. Beautiful experience. I think more people should go to concerts and movie theaters alone. It was fun. It was great. It was great.
It's sad because I went to the one show you went to was the one show I didn't go to.
I think I met two other people over there. They said they were fans of the channel. I thought that was cool. The last time that happened was Starboy. I was waiting to go home, and the guy was like, "Is that Dylan?" I was like, "Who is calling me?" Because I don't know any of you here. And he was like, "Yo, I watch the channel and stuff like that." I was like, "Yo, thank you." By the way, that person was somebody that I didn't. It wasn't really an argument, but it was like a back and forth on one of my videos. And what was going? I can't remember what the conversation was, but he was basically trolling. And to see somebody trolling you in real life, and they're like, "Yo, I love the channel." Oh, you a fake piece of garbage. I appreciate it, but that's fake as hell. It was still cool. He's still a cool guy.
Do you feel do, when the European dates come out, would you come back to the UK again?
Oh, 100%. I already had plans to do that. If he comes back to London, I'm going back to London. I have to go back for sure.
I'll have to try and get the same date as you then.
Definitely. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk anyway, so we'll try to make something happen.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll make it great. But going back to Hurry Up Tomorrow,
Hmm.
I want to ask. I know you've gotten some of the new merch, and the vinyls.
I just got the vinyls, yeah.
The vinyls.
Hmm.
Have you had a chance to listen to the first edition pressings?
Not yet, but I should do that today. I'm gonna do that today. Cause
I was, I was, go-
go ahead, go ahead.
I was just going to ask what your thoughts are compared to the one that's all over
Hmm.
Spotify and Apple,
I heard that
because
some editions don't have all of the songs.
I think for all the vinyls are the same, I believe, but they've only got 10 songs, and they're
Why?
in a different.
That's why.
It's because I got the first pressing CD,
Hmm.
and I'd listened to the version that came out on Spotify. I listened to it. I think I listened to it twice,
Hmm.
and then I put the CD version in. And the first song that came on was "The Crowd." It was called as well, "The Crowd." I think what's it called on
The
uh,
Abyss.
Without Warning. Without a Warning was first. Wake Me Up wasn't on it, and then it went to Cry for Me. Then it went to Sao Paulo. Then it was um, a song that's only on the CD, and then it went to Open Hearts, Took Me Back to LA, then Runaway, then The Abyss, and I think the last one was Hurry Up Tomorrow.
The CD version got Runaway, and the official version didn't. There's a problem there. What do you mean?
To be
First of
fair,
all, first of all, we need what is that song? In Heaven? We need that. We need that. When I was doing my reaction and I got done with Hurry Up, I was like, what what is missing? Something is missing from this. And I kept thinking about In Heaven because I'm like, you basically promoted that song for as long as the rollout was for Hurry Up Tomorrow, and we don't have it. It's not here. Same with Runaway. I for sure was like, when I hear Runaway officially, I'm gonna cry my eyes out. What do you mean it's not here? Why is it not here?
Honestly, like, because when I was looking at the track times and I saw Hurry Up Tomorrow and it said like 4 minutes, I was like, this is gonna, like, from what I've heard him performing it, this is gonna sound great. But then, don't get me wrong, it's still a great song.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I was
But
like, where's the In Heaven Everything Is Fine? Where's that?
I'm hoping that we get a deluxe, an actual deluxe, not the one we gotta pay for, but an actual deluxe where we get Runaway. I think there's another one called Society, and
That
yeah, and In Heaven, hopefully,
yeah,
because
I feel like that should be the last song on the deluxe.
yeah,
But I feel like if he is gonna do a deluxe, we need like 5 more songs maybe.
about five, yeah, about five should do it.
But in terms of like the production for this album, is there any tracks where you feel the production really like enhances the lyrical themes Abel's trying to project?
Big Sleep, Big Sleep, cinematic masterpiece, hands down. Wake Me Up, right towards the end, which is a perfect segue into After Hours when he does perform that song. Um, which else, man? Reflections, Laughing, and honestly, The Abyss, Without Warning. It's and Hurry Up Tomorrow. Definitely Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Which feature do you think's the best?
Lana.
First, fair enough. How come?
I love that woman. I love that woman. That's just it. I love that woman. Travis was cool. I've actually been skipping past his part recently because I just want to get to the next song. Because the first half of the Reflections is perfect, and then the voicemail from Cherry is cool. It's cool. Travis is cool, but it just I feel like now that I listen to it a lot more, I feel like Travis kind of takes away from what Reflections Laughing was trying to do. The voicemail was perfect for it, but I don't think really Travis had any business being there. No disrespect to Travis, but what was the other feature? I think Florence. Future was perfect as well. Okay, so Lana and Future. For me is Lana, but I think I would have preferred if Travis. I might get hate for this. I don't think he should have been on the album. I don't think he should have been on there. I think after uh, Abel's part, and then we got the voicemail, it should have segued into the next track, in my
I
opinion.
feel like Abel's been on every single, well, not every single, but like pretty much all of Travis Scott's songs. So it's
Yeah,
nice. It's nice to have Travis on Abel's album.
yeah.
Um, but in terms of like Lana Del Rey, do you think the Abyss is the best collaboration
Mm.
compared to Stargirl, Lust for Life, Prisoner?
I think it's up there with Prisoner. I think it's right. It's like it's neck and neck basically.
Which is there an artist you wished was on Hurry Up Tomorrow? Because I might get hate for this, but I remember people were saying that Billie Eilish was going to be on it. Not gonna lie, I'm so glad she wasn't.
To be honest with you, I didn't want any features at all. I didn't want anybody to ruin anything when it came to this album. Because one thing about the Weeknd's albums or some of his songs, sometimes the features overtake what he's trying to do and it just completely disrupts everything. I didn't want no interruptions. I need just that man singing his heart out from beginning to the end and leave it that way. The same way he did with the first damn trilogy. Do it on this one. But Lana's vocals at the end, I think, were perfect. Future, he did his thing. I can't be mad at Future. I don't think Travis should have been on there. That's just me. And I'm happy Billy wasn't on there either. I love her, but uh,
I don't think I'm probably going to get so much hate. I don't think she would have added anything
no,
to it.
no. Mm-mm.
But the people that did add a lot to it, and got to give my hats off to them. The
Yeah,
produce.
definitely.
Any particular favorite production? I know you've already mentioned like the favorite production songs, but
Mhm.
we've got Metro Boomin, Justice, JoJo.
All
Um,
of them. I can't even just single one out. Everybody did exactly what they needed to do to bring this album to life. Like we mentioned before, the whole thing is a cinematic masterpiece, and everybody their placements are so perfect, and their songs where you could literally. For me, I can see Metro in the booth doing his work on Without a Warning. That stuff is just so Metro coded, and then you have the synths coming in, and I'm watching Mike Dean just like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Everybody did their thing on there.
it's I don't think anyone else could have come in production wise and made it better. Maybe Daft Punk a little bit. I
Yeah, a
was
little bit.
hoping,
Yeah.
but I don't think anyone else could have come in. You
No,
know, one person that could have come in, Nav.
you're insane. You are insane. No, because if I'm telling you right now, if I heard this album and I heard just a brown boy from the block, I would have shot myself on camera. On camera. I'm letting y'all watch my demise because how could you do this to me? And then I would want my family member to come in, upload the video, and tag that in it because how dare you? I'm happy that it happened. I'm happy we ain't got to take that road. But if it did happen,
I just wanted to see what.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but oh man, that I would have sued somebody. Every matter of fact, the entire label getting sued. Every last one of them.
For those of you that may not know or haven't had a chance to listen to our previous episode we did, Dylan has a bit of a nav problem. What was it? I remember. I
It's
remember when
it's
you
a
said,
it's a love and
"What was
hate relationship with Nav, and that's all right. It's okay.
what was the lyric?" She slapped me. She called me a perv. Opened her legs. I had
Oh
twins.
my gosh! Oh my gosh! I forgot about that. I forgot. Yo, you just unlocked a memory that I completely pushed out of my head. Why did he say that? Why did he say that?
I'm surprised you forgot about that
I pushed it
from
out of
the
my.
original.
And it's crazy. Now that I'm remembering now, I talked about that on Twitter, and the amount of hate I got, I said, "Are you listening to what I'm listening to? Did you hear what this man just said on this album? And this is fire to you?" I need Nav.
Uh,
I've been saying this since 2017. Nav just needs to stay as a producer, making beats, and leave it at that. Don't do nothing else. Don't do anything else, please.
we'll move on
I'm
from Nav
sorry.
then.
I'm sorry.
We've said all we need to say. Nav, if you're seeing this, it's okay.
Nav, if you do see this, I'm not sorry. I apologize in the beginning. I I take that back. I'm not sorry, Nav. You get what you deserve.
Well, moving on from Nav, we'll move on quick. What about Belly? What are your thoughts on Belly?
Belly?
Yeah.
Um, All my thoughts. Very, very underrated. Very, very, very underrated. I think, in my opinion, his best album that he did was in Zambia. That entire album from start to finish is, I feel like it's a damn classic, honestly. But he's really, really good. Like his wordplay is insane. Um, I feel like, unfortunately, he's in one of those situations where he's not as promoted as much as he should be, in my opinion. But I think he does a lot more work in the background that helps that helps everybody on that label. So it works out. I remember, what is his name? Black Atlas. I remember. I think he was signed. Yeah, when he was signed to EXO, and they were pushing his music out. They were pushing out. They were pushing out Nav a lot. And I was like, yo, where's the love for I'm sorry, where's the love for Black Atlas and Belly? Because they were just dropping music as well, and it was basically silence. And it's different. It's a lot different now. But I'm just hoping that with Cherry 22, when this new album comes out from her, which I'm hoping is this year, they actually put their foot in it and really promote her because she deserves it for real. She deserves it over Nav.
Do you feel like now that Abel has ended the Weekend persona, do you feel like now's a good time for him to really focus on the other EXO members and help them
I think
push
so.
them out?
Yeah, 100%. Because it also reminds me of Drake. Unfortunately, it reminds me of Drake with OVO. The way that they were able to promote Party Next Door so much and just completely forget about like Magic Jordan or Roy Woods. Like they were dropping music consistently and then no promotion at all, just radio silence. And who else do they have? They have Naomi Sharon. I think they just got her like either last year or the year before, and she's really, really good. And they've done like little bit promotion, but I don't want Able to do what OVO has done and just have their talent there and just act like they don't exist when it's time for their music to come out. I need that promotion. I need to see that promotion.
I'm looking forward to Cherry's album, definitely.
Hmm.
I think that she has that potential to really make it.
Definitely.
And, hopefully Abel does decide to like really help them out, give them the promotion
Yeah.
so they can, just like he did. But real quick, I think I've got two more questions left.
All
I
right.
want to quickly slide in one question because I'm very keen for your thoughts on the Idol.
Why would you do that?
I, I
why?
have to ask.
Why? Why? Why would you do this to me? Do you understand what what? Okay, let me think about it first, and I'll get back to you. The music is great. I will say that the soundtrack for the album is really, really good. Lily Rose Depp is phenomenal, not only as an artist but as an actress, and I think that she deserves a lot more recognition. Right? I know Nosferatu just dropped, so hopefully that boosts everything for her. Um, Everyone else on that show is really freaking good. What is her name? Rachel Rachel Scott? I don't remember her name, but um, who was she? I think she was the advisor for Lily's character or something like that. One of her, I think it was her best friend, and she got pushed
Yeah,
out or something like that. She's a real good actress as well. Um, I didn't like the show though. The show was not good. It was not a good show. Unfortunately, the show was just not good. Like I don't even know what else to say. It just wasn't a good show. Like it was nice to it was the lead up to it was good, and then watching each episode, like the first episode was like, okay, I could kind of see where y'all going with this. And then as each episode came out, it was like, yo, what the hell am I watching? What am I watching? No disrespect to everybody who had a helping hand in that joint, but me personally, I don't act like the idol exists. I listen to the music, but as far as the show, it was a one and done thing. And I think that the Weeknd definitely learned from the Idol, and I feel like with the film that's equated with Hurry Up Tomorrow, he's gonna do a lot better this time around than with the Idol. Actually, it reminds me of Kissland because when the trilogy had dropped, all three mixtapes that came out, everybody was waiting to see what he's gonna do. He drops Kissland. The fan base enjoyed Kissland. We still talk about it to this day. But like, other music critics and all these other people, they were like, "Yo, this album's ass. It's not a good album. How do you go from House of Balloons to this and all that stuff?" And then right after Kissland dropped was Beauty Behind the Madness. And Beauty Behind the Madness was like basically the start of everything that we have now. So I think if my memory serves me right, hopefully everything will go a lot better with Hurry Up Tomorrow. The Idol, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Well, you already
Why do
mentioned
you
the
have
movie.
that DVD? Why do you have that? You need to pawn it.
No, you've just said we've moved on from the Idol. We
I'm
don't talk about
sorry.
it.
Hey, I'm just trying to figure out. I support the Weeknd as much as the next person. Throw that out the window. Damn.
Moving on, moving on. I'll put it with Nav. So you've already mentioned the film that we've got coming out in May, I believe.
Yeah.
Other than that, what are your predictions for Abel going on?
To be honest with you, the same thing I said with like the cinematic callbacks and stuff like that, bro. I don't know. I don't know what happens after this because we've been listening to the Weekends for all this time, and I feel like with each release, we kind of expect, okay, this is what's gonna happen on this album based off the singles, right? So like for After Hours, we got Heartless and Blinding Lights, right? There was like two different tone set for the album. Same thing with Dawn FM, and now Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like that's it. We understand that. What it's just like you said in Without a Warning. How do I know tomorrow's coming? I don't freaking know. I don't. I legit don't know. I don't know. I remember I said in the video what happens with like the creative side of things, like when it comes to the music, the album covers. I know he's doing a movie, but what I don't know. What kind of artist are we gonna get after listening to his music for all these years? I don't know. I don't know. He can be a damn country singer after all of this. That would be insane. That would be
I
crazy.
don't even I don't even want to think
I don't want
about
to think
that.
about that either. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put that thought out there.
If he drops country music, I'm gonna be calling
Yeah,
your number
I'm
like.
definitely to blame. 100%.
But in terms of questions,
Mm-hmm.
that is it. That's all the questions I've got for today.
All right.
There's a thing left to do, and that is to hand it over to you to tell us your top five songs,
Top
and
five
why.
songs. All right, hold on. I'm opening up Spotify right quick. I've been listening to this damn album since Friday. Goodness. Top five. Okay. Cry for Me. That's one. Baptized in Fear. Uh, Enjoy the Show. Niagara Falls. Without a Warning. Top five. And that's in no
Is
order.
that
That's in no order, but that's my top five.
fair enough?
Yeah.
Any reasoning for that top five, or
Cry for Me. The Towards the end when that beat drops and it's just going crazy. I freaking love that. Let me see. Baptized in Fear. It's this might sound insane, but every time I've listened to that song, I'm literally envisioning, like I'm watching him in that tub, overdosing and that shadow is walking towards it. It's really wild to think about, but that shadow is coming to him, and that's basically death saying, "Hey, I'm here. What's up?" And it is done for you. Crazy to think about, but that song gives me a lot of it gets my brain going. I enjoy it a lot. Made me cry at least twice. Um, what else did I say? I said enjoy the show. Enjoy the show reminded me of Thursday weekend, where like he's like in that part where he's like take it slow, just drink it slow. That is so smooth. That was so smooth, man. And Future on there, he did his thing. He killed it. Um, what else did I say? I said Niagara Falls, right? Niagara Falls is really really cool. I know Kanye said he wants to AI the drums. Quick side note, Kanye, don't touch nothing about this song. I'm not playing with you. Don't touch. Matter of fact, leave AI alone, Kanye. Stop playing and do not mess up anything in your career. Thank you. Niagara Falls, really, 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 really good. Uh, what else did I say? I said Without a Warning, right? Um,
Yeah.
Without a Warning made me think of somebody who is he's dead. It's the same thing with Baptized in Fear. It's giving me this vision of somebody who is dead and they're walking closer and closer to the light. It's like somebody in the hospital, and you know the heartbeat monitor is going off, and it's like beat, 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 like mad slow. That's exactly what I think of when I hear Without a Warning. And then I know I didn't say Hurry Up Tomorrow, but just to piggyback off of it, Hurry Up Tomorrow is him going to heaven, basically, or what we can only assume is heaven, right? So, but I think Without a Warning, Baptized in Fear, even The Abyss, they've made me cry at least 3 times. hmm And I'm gonna keep crying too. I'm gonna keep crying.
You know what? Well, to be fair, he did make a song say "Cry for Me."
Exactly. He did. We did exactly what he asked for.
But honestly, Dylan, thank you so much
No
for being a
problem.
part of this. It has been so great to talk to you again and have you on the show again.
Of course, I'm here.
And
I'm here whenever you need me.
um, and in terms of season 2 of XO Takeover, this is it. We have finally come to an end once again. But you know, who knows? Season 3 might come soon.
Hopefully. No, no, no,
But
no. Tomorrow might come soon. Ah, ah,
hurry up tomorrow.
ah.
Season 3. But yeah, for those listening, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like or a comment of your thoughts on Hurry Up Tomorrow. And Dylan, is there any last words you'd like to say to the people listening, the people watching?
I was actually thinking about this. In the words of the Weeknd, sorry, in the words of Abel, I'll see you on the other side. Ooh, ooh.
Well, you heard the man. We'll see you on the other side.
Hey.